Blessings, beautiful being. And welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very special guest, my best friend Onni. And we're here to talk to you about something very special. And that is something along the lines of how to direct and guide the different bodies and multiple bodies that you have on this earth. And maybe Onni can take the...
Yes, that's right. You have multiple bodies. Just let that sink in. They're all across, everywhere, I tell ya. And we've been discussing this for a few days, maybe even like it comes up every now and then, like we both like still waking and in our valleys of death, and we're like, wait, what? I have like multiple existences.
When Onni says valleys of death, he means the dark night of the soul. We have a special name for it, if that makes sense.
Yes, the term we sometimes use is when the unity is so great, there is no more room for it, and you have to grow.
So when we have so much light coming into our system, it's too much, right? So then there has to be a lot of purging that comes up with that.
Yeah.
Well, basically we're talking about this today, and what we have done in the past was quite remarkable, and actually it came full circle today because basically Onni here is very, very much in touch with, for example, reptilians, very much touching a lot of these nations and beings that most people are in touch with. Most people are afraid of these beings. Onni is not. Onni is very friendly with them. So what happened is, because Onni has very much a lot of care for these reptilians, one particular reptilian kind of brand and nation, somewhere up in the space, they were struggling. And Onni does this like every single day, pretty much. Like his job is this, to take a look at these things. These reptilians were struggling, so then we asked, and Onni asked also me, what can we do? What can we do to make them more happy? Right? And what we did actually is we gave them a TV.
We used our bodies all across. It might have been a not drunken idea, but like you get the picture. Like, why don't we just like,
Yeah, probably drunk and high on cigars. Yeah, Onni here smokes and drinks. So
yes.
Yeah, and he's like the Buddha. I'm like the Jesus. Yeah. Basically, we came up with this idea, and this was now how much? Like a couple months ago?
Yeah.
Something like that, or even longer. We can't remember. And guess what happened today? Onni was asking me a random question like, how are these reptilians doing today?
Yes. I've been meaning to ask that for a while because I'm always like, oh, reptilians. I just wish they were like, just they've been pushing this kind of rock up a mountain for like years, and I just want to see them like just happier,
Yeah. Basically, so what I do always, because I can get direct answers from the Akashic records, I tune in and then I give the answer. And basically, I saw the answer because I'm also psychic. I can see the answer with my third eye. I saw that these reptilians were building an army, but it was an army of light. They're having like these spears with them, but they're like light spears. And then guess who were on the stage commanding them in a different body? It was us. It was us. So the key here is that if you're watching this video, if you clicked on this title, okay, this is a pretty random topic, right? I think I'm gonna start making more of these random topics because like our lives is pretty random. Like for example, both of us have stayed in a mental hospital in Finland for 1 year, and guess where we first met? In a mental hospital in the same room.
Yeah, we've been teaching each other and ourselves all the time, and like when you teach each other, stuff just comes up, like it's very like you might be healing and waking up, and you meet others who can heal, and there's so much potential in there,
Yeah, basically I almost like use Onni, and he also uses me as as a trigger or as a mirror.
Yeah.
Or as just a sound wall like just to speak, because like we don't go to any like therapy right now, for example, because you have to wait for a long time. And also Onni just said to me like he doesn't really like therapy. I personally like it, but like then I can't get it. So then at least we have each other, right? So yeah,
It's the path in a nutshell. Like, I'm kind of like wanting to help all the reptilians in the astral hell. And how do I explain this to a therapist?
yeah. And how do you explain only like the fact that he's been cleaning up all the hells and all these? There's so many things to this guy you don't even know. Like he could have his own YouTube channel for sure, and probably should. But no, it's not meant to be, at least on right now. But we both see each other like teaching this, and that's why I bring more stuff like this. Do you have any more things you want to add to that? How do you,
Well, I would just like to
maybe
like-
teach them how?
Yes. What we have here are examples of intention regarding these like reptilian realms that are kind of like they're actually very interesting to study, for one, because they're both somewhat, the grid can be very advanced, and it can also be one of the like hardest places to be. And there's lots of like if you really like get into it, I would suggest for understanding this event that we're talking about and this learning of ours, and to understand the whole multiple bodies question, I would recommend the Kshitigarbha Sutra. Link in the description. I'll do the YouTube thing. So in that sutra or teaching collection, there is a brilliant story of the Bodhisattva enlightenment seeker Kshitigarbha, who comes across this this kind of suffering realm, or many, where his mother went. And long story short, he sees that they don't have what I have right here. Yeah, and then he goes on to like this kind of Buddhist, just very benevolent and beloved being who just goes around emptying hells. He got so good at it, at setting intentions which affect your bodies. Yes, and he got so good that he started just emanating bodies for these tasks. You know, like oh, I can do that. Oh, that hell is so far away. I'll leave it to another body. Yeah. That's basically how twin flames are born.
Yeah,
you know?
let's talk about that real quick, because like,
yeah.
that's an important thing. Like because obviously I had a twin flame YouTube channel. Like I talk about, even with Onni, I talk about it a lot with twin flames. Like he knows my story, right? So pretty much the only person who knows it, like everything. Of course, my mom knows it. Some of you might know some of my story, but like he knows everything. So what I discovered today, what I asked from Onni, is that, and by the way, his name means good luck.
And happiness.
Happiness, yeah. Which he has a lot. I've had some bad luck, let's just say, but then there's the karma, right? But that's another story. With good karma, with a lot of karma, you become also a good spiritual teacher, right? So, but basically, I realized today that my twin flame and also your twin flame is a different body of you, because we share the same oversoul, right? So they're just a different body of you. So for example, I had this weird shame. No, when I'm making this video right now to you, when I'm talking about enlightenment, for example, I talk about spirituality in general, I don't feel bad. I feel okay. I feel good. But then when I make these twin flame YouTube videos, I feel so much shame and guilt. And guess what? And guess why I feel it? I realized, thanks to Onni, is that it's because my twin flame feels the shame, feels the guilt. So it's probably, I shouldn't be making all these twin flame videos again. And it's probably the reason why I had to delete the channel and the videos. Because both of us were feeling that. So we don't want to feel that. So let's keep it clean. So I've been also looking for like, what can I talk about? Like, but I think Onni just gave me, as we were talking here before this, like, we can just talk about anything, and I can just talk about anything that I want. For example, just one topic came to my mind, like talking about like the new generation versus the older generation, if that makes sense. I can talk about that because we've noticed a difference in that, because Onni's job is to help the new generation. My job is to help the older generation. That's why Yeah, and same thing with, for example, Christianity. I pull people who are into Christianity and he doesn't, and stuff like that. So yeah, but basically I realized like your twin flame is you in another body, and that you feel their emotions very much, and you can get mixed up in feeling their emotions. So it's very tricky.
Yeah, and I feel like you can kind of try and follow the message of this video and retrace your steps to the emanation of your twin.
Yeah.
You might actually find yourself remembering that you were like maybe somewhere you were just like ooh, I can do this, and they come out. Something like that. It can be very it's pretty beautiful, but you might come across this if you really kind of try doing it again. Like I'm creating a twin flame, you know. Like,
Yeah, we talked about like it's similar like a mother giving birth to a child. Like it's that it can be that painful, and this journey can be this whatever spiritual journey, twin flame journey we're on, it can be that painful. So yeah, just letting you know that. But I think this is pretty much all we want to share about this topic. Thanks, Onni, for coming on.
Yeah, thank you.
And yeah, I hope that this served you. If it did, make sure you leave a like, comment below any questions you have from me or Onni. We're gonna answer those, and also make sure you subscribe to the channel, click on the bell, and as always, I'll see you next time. Bye bye.